Be canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. I'm fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah, y'all can't cancel me. My life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the brand is me. My hands are clean, my family and my fans agree. Y'all can't cancel me for facts because you're mad and weak. How's a man say I'm clickbait if he gonna use this face to get clicks on his page? Y'all hypocrites are made. But I ain't tripping about these bullies, it ain't 6th grade. Go ahead and diss me trying to sell a couple mixtapes. I am not playing it safe, I said what I said, it is what it is. I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it.
Aaron Tuttle here for Ferguson Roof Systems. For 43 years, Ferguson Roof Systems has been protecting Oklahoma's homes and businesses with quality roofing services. Their goal was to be the most honest and dependable roofing company in the state, all while providing free services such as lifetime labor warranty and annual inspections. Well, mission accomplished with thousands of client testimonials, an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and a 5-star rating on Google. Look, the weather gives you enough to worry about, so why worry about who to trust with your roof? Call Ferguson Roof. Hey everyone, Meteorologist Aaron Tuttle here with you. It is about 9:18. It is time to talk about the weather again, and we've got, if you haven't looked out the window, a lot of snow continues to fall out there. And so you're here at the right place, right time to talk about all the shenanigans Mother Nature is going to bring us. So I'm seeing you guys out there tonight throwing me some love on Facebook, so I appreciate that. I see some stars out there. Brandon, appreciate you. 2-week streak. You are on a hot streak. If you'd like to shoot me some stars there, you can hit the bottom right where it says the comment section, and Facebook will fill you in on what else to do. Good to see you guys on YouTube. No, you're not late to the party there, Van Harley. You're on it. Chad, I see you there. Appreciate you signing up for YouTube. Good evening. Jim, always in for Mustang and watching. So, if you haven't looked out your window, there's this white stuff coming down. Now, to be honest with you, last night, I think I told you a little hint. I was over it. And I'm a snow miser. I love the snow, but honestly, I'm drained. I'm like, okay, I got things to do. I got to file my taxes. I'm like, I don't have time for this anymore. So, I'll be glad to see it go. But it's one last hurrah, you know. All right, let me do. I'm gonna change this here real quick. All right. Okay, so let's get on with what we've got out there currently. Unfortunately, bad news when it comes to power outages. OG&E showing about 4,000 people without power. This is on my website, aarontuttle.com. And that's mostly over the metro area. And then if you look into the outages elsewhere across the state, you do see a few counties out here in green and far northwest, northeast, and southeast Oklahoma. Even Arkansas, a few of you guys are without power. Overall, the state of Oklahoma is running about 7,000 plus without power here this evening. With a chunk of those here in Oklahoma County, it's over 6,000 people without power. And that is terrible in this situation. With as cold as it has been, don't get me started on the whole rolling blackouts and the political nonsense behind that and all the excuses and the blame. Look, no one cares or wants to hear about any of that. They just want working power. And so I think we should have an investigation as to how and why, all the ins and outs, everything. And to lay it all out, and then we'll fix it, right? So it doesn't happen again. That's the way I look at it. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Okay, so again, hopefully most of us will keep power overnight and stay warm. If you happen to do get cold, stuff rags and towels up under the cracks under your doors. Shut off any adjoining rooms you don't need. Close all the windows and the blinds, the curtains. Eat and drink, warm layers, that kind of deal, until power can get restored. And that's all you can really do. Okay, so let's take a look at what else we've got going on for you. And I do want to show you the big picture of things. Let me show you this guy right here. So this is the radar view. We do have temperatures in blue So they're all into the single digits to low teens across the majority of the state. And you can even see this little highlight area. This is a mesoscale discussion for heavy snow. How about that? That extends from Oklahoma City down southward into southern Oklahoma. So it's going to be a sweet spot here for some accumulating snows here for tonight. Now the wind chills out there are still cold. They're just not as bad as we've seen. Numbers right now running just a little below zero. I'll be ready when this passes too. Spring's just around the corner, I keep telling myself. So, all right, well, let's see what else we've got going for you. The area of moderate to heavy snow discussion was for about snowfall rates around 1 inch per hour. So you can imagine we've got several more hours to go of this. You can quickly pick up another 6 inches of snow on top of what you got out there right now. Now, as you know, it was a very cold morning. It was a record-setting morning, various types of records, like second coldest ever kind of a deal. For like Oklahoma City, 1899 was our coldest at minus 17. We came really close to that, minus 14 degrees. It has been colder, though. Northeast Oklahoma, even though they saw some negative 20s, they were in the negative 30s back in 2011. So we have gotten this cold before, just not over the entire body of the state. But it was just brutal out there this morning. And temperatures this afternoon did rebound a bit. So we struggled, but we got out of the single digits for some of you here in central Oklahoma, then of course southeast as well. North and northwest Oklahoma and western Oklahoma did not. They stayed into the single digits as clouds continued to increase and the snowfall fell. The highlights for the heavy snow through the evening, Weather Service is highlighting that big area we showed you here in southern Oklahoma, and also a secondary band here along the I-40 corridor that runs around and west of Oklahoma City. If you look at the satellite viewpoint, the storm system is out here across the Texas Panhandle, and that is pumping in the moisture right across our state into the body of Oklahoma. So you can see this storm once again focused for us. I mean, a lot of times, Kansas will get it or Texas will get it, but this is centered for Oklahoma. Now you do see these little dry spots get in here where you have a lot less precipitation falling at a temporary rate, but we see these darker green shadings. That's where it's really coming down, and that is moving through. Kind of joins with the radar view of central and even southwest Oklahoma. Nice flare up. So some of those highlighted areas where the models think we get some significant snow. And I'm going to show you the totals here in about 2 shakes. A lot of ping reports here on this map, which indicates snow coming down. And you can see the banding that we talked about. Let's see, we'll show this for you. So here's that banding along I-40 corridor out in the panhandle of Texas. It's sagging southward a little bit, and then we have a secondary banding that's trying to set up here on the north side, so we'll see if that continues. And then we've got the heavier stuff down here in southwest Oklahoma along the Red River in this quadrant here for the latter part of this evening into overnight. So those are some favorite areas where we should get some really good significant snowfall totals, in addition to just kind of what we're going to get widespread across the state. Temperatures are back into the single digits, like we said, for central Oklahoma with an east wind around 5 miles per hour, so the winds are not bad tonight. Additional QPF on the ensemble short-term models are around 3/10. So if you were to use a 20-to-1 ratio, which is what we're going to be close to, that's about 6 inches of snow to what we have out there currently. If we take a look at the timing on this is a look at the high-resolution model for the HRRR, and you can see the big patch of blue there representing snow across the state as it go through time. Here is midnight. You can see we've got some inclement weather just south of Dallas. This is a mixture of sleet and freezing rain into central Texas. But for us, the heavy snow as we head toward midnight starts to kind of wind down. Now you can still see pockets of heavy snow here in the southern third of the state overnight tonight, and then that kind of breaks up. North Texas gets in on the action, so Dallas-Fort Worth, a brief burst of heavy snow by tomorrow morning, along with a mixture, looks like, of some sleet and maybe just a tad bit of freezing rain. The models have backed off some of the warm air there to allow less freezing rain to occur, so that is some good news. Now, on Wednesday morning, as the upper level low kind of slowly moves across, we are going to get just some of this light pockets of just light snow showers, some flurries. It'll be off and on. It won't be consistent. At most, accumulations over any given time is probably going to be no more than 1 inch. Out of all this, we'll get most of our snow here for tonight, wrapping up through early tomorrow morning. And then by Wednesday midday, there's still little lingering hints of snow here in southeast Oklahoma for Wednesday evening to about midnight. So there's a little flare up there around 7, 8 o'clock Wednesday evening as that system moves through into Arkansas. But that's going to be about it for us, and it's out. So the bulk of our precipitation does come tonight into tomorrow morning, and then it's just kind of almost a nuisance continuing as we head through the day on Wednesday, and then it's out of here. So that is the timing on the snow. Now you're like, okay, well, show me the money, right? Let's see how much snow we're going to get. Okay, so this is using close to a 20-to-1 ratio, probably about an 18, 19. So additional snowfall rates here during the period. And you can see, of course, there's going to be some streaks that the models are going to try to hint at where they might be. And you can see the focus, and this is the take-home, is a lot of those streaks are occurring where we're getting those heavy bands now. So it's the southern half of the state. But here in Oklahoma City, roughly, and then, of course, out west, we showed you that one, too. And those amounts, anywhere in there is pockets of 6 inches of snow. So that kind of jives what we're talking about with the data. Here in Oklahoma City, looks like anywhere from 4, if we can get the heavy band, up to 6 inches of snow that starts. Now, this model started technically really for the 7 o'clock hour. So this would incorporate already 2 hours. So that's where the clock starts as far as accumulating it. But this will be through the remainder of the night, just to be technical. Now, freezing rain, for example, like we talked about down in Dallas, it's going to be just a touch. Looks like a few hundredths. Doesn't take much, though, to cause problems in the bridges and overpasses. So tomorrow morning, it's going to be a mess down there. And then points east along I-20 toward Tyler, Longview, and then into northern Louisiana. Big ice storms expected, northern half of Louisiana for tomorrow. And then we've got down into southeast Texas, Bryan College Station, all the way into Harris County. Yes, northern Harris County, in other words, north side of Houston, is going to have some significant icing. That'll be a mess for those folks. And speaking of which, I've got some friends in Houston. Their pipes could not take the cold. It's a mess down there. If you're a plumber and you want to make 3 times the amount of wages you normally make because of the supply and demand, that's the place to be. My goodness, and everybody's hurting down there. So, but anyway, so that's what's going on down and around that part of the state as far as ice is concerned. Now, temperatures for us, obviously cold out there now. We really don't change much overnight into tomorrow morning. We just kind of hold where we are. As we head into Wednesday afternoon, though, there will be a little bit of a rebound in temperature, so that's some good news. By the time we head into the afternoon, we're looking to rebound back into the low 20s here in central Oklahoma. No, it doesn't sound to get excited about the low 20s, but hey, sure, it beats being in the negatives. Out in the western Oklahoma, in the teens. But things actually continue to improve from there as far as daytime highs go. Still will be cold at night. Here's a look at temperatures Thursday morning. We're back into the single digits and right around 10 degrees here in Oklahoma City. Now, a lot of that is because of snowpack. Snowpack allows things to cool off quite a bit. But then by Thursday afternoon, we're back into the low 20s again. So we've got to get that snow to melt, and it's going to take a minute, really until the weekend. So overnight lows will still be cold, daytime highs still be cold. Friday, no, we're finally getting into the period where we're getting close to freezing. And if I look at, let's see, I want to show you Saturday. So this is Saturday afternoon. We've got temperatures widespread, probably just above freezing across the state. Exception maybe some pockets out here in northwest Oklahoma. So Saturday, we're not really going to melt a lot of that snow yet, but we are at least under a little bit of a thaw. And on Sunday, we're going to start to melt a little bit more, tiny amounts, and as temperatures get into the upper 30s, so that's good. And then after that, well, let's take a look. Again, cold at night next several nights, but over the weekend, this is just taking a look at Oklahoma City. As we head into next week, we're back into the 50s, so that means we really start to melt off whatever snow is left on the roads. You'll have to watch for patchy areas of black ice from ice melt overnight into the early morning hours, which can be dangerous, so be careful of that. Otherwise, things will be improving for early next week. Oh my goodness, so... Woo! It is what it is. All right. So did I take care of everybody? This was a very short broadcast, if you noticed. We're done in 12 minutes. That's not bad. Let me see if there was anything else I want to show you. We're pretty early in the evening for any other additional model data, but I was going to check just to see if anything else came in that tickled my fancy. Tickled my fancy is a term my grandmother used to use, and so it stuck with me. I'll tell you what, we'll do this, though, just for fun. You know what the forecast is. We're going to look just to give you an idea of what some of the other computer models were saying. Just so you know, there's really not much deviation. So this was the HER. This is the high-res model. If we look at one of the CAM models, here's another one. Let's go to another one. All right, so we're still saying, looks like 3 to 5 across many areas of the state with little pockets of higher than that in the pink. There's another one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. So again, your take-home is still widespread tonight across the state. And I'm going to zoom into Oklahoma just so you guys can see that. And I also zoom into Dallas just so you can see where the cutoff is. It's a pretty good gradient across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. But here for the HER, you can see Tulsa's about 4 inches, Bartlesville 5, Stillwater around 4. Oklahoma City, it's going to vary. If you get the little heavy band, it's up to 6. That shows going right through Edmond, but we'll see if that verifies. And then pockets of 6 down south into southern Oklahoma. Say if you guys down in Ardmore, think about that. You win. Winter chicken dinner, 7 inches down there. So this is in addition to what's currently out there currently. Currently out there currently? Does that make sense? So, all right, let's go down to Dallas and show you what's happening. Snowfall totals for you guys. And I know y'all been hurting without power. Most of Texas hurting without power. My goodness. I mean, we just had a little bit of a power issue here in Oklahoma, and it's got everybody up in arms. I couldn't imagine being in Texas where some people have gone with more than 12 hours without power. But regardless, you can see in Dallas-Fort Worth, there's a heavier band on the north side of town now in the model data, up to around 4 inches on a max note. South side can vary anywhere from 2 to maybe 3. So that's been an improvement, and that's because the models produced less ice and more snow. So you can see the ice amounts are much less. They're around 6/10, 5/10 versus before they were close to 2/10 here in the data last night and the day before. So that's been an improvement on keeping enough cold air down there to keep that ice freezing rain away. And that's definitely what you want to see play out. Okay, so let's take a look at the additional ice, additional snow. I think that's about it. So, listen, it has been a long, what time? What day is this? 16th, so the 9th. I think we've been talking about this for like almost 2 weeks. The oncoming Arctic, intrusion. And then people didn't believe the numbers because they were so ridiculous. Minus 20s wind chill. Had some hate out there on Twitter because of it. I'm just like, whatever, man. I ain't got time for that. But just goes to show you, it was hard to believe that kind of stuff would be here. And then heard Governor Stitt say that none of the utility companies knew this cold Arctic air was coming. I'm just going, I'm going to have to call you out on that because that ain't true. Either that, there's one of 3 things. Either one, you're lying. Politicians, 2 is he was given some bad information because someone's CYA. Or 3, there's something more nefarious going on, and I don't even want to get into that because that goes down a rabbit hole. I can tell you, though, in the energy sector, it is big money. And big money hires meteorologists so that they can predict the future as best they can in the energy sector so that they know when they buy and sell stuff like natural gas and they can get the best price for it. Now, sometimes if they misplay it, they won't buy enough, and they're in a situation where they have to buy more during something like this, and they have to pay a premium for it, and that'll cut into their profits. So, is that in play? I have no idea. It's going to take an investigation and all that, which is why I'm in full favor of a complete, total utility audit here in Oklahoma. You might as well throw in Texas to boot, and we'll see what all the weaknesses are, all the mistakes made, and correct it so that we're never in a situation like this again, because it could be a lot worse than what it is currently with the power outages, and we don't need that. Ask California how that's like living with rolling blackouts. Forget that. So we got to do better with what we got on the infrastructure, and if we got to rebuild it, we got to rebuild it, whatever it takes. But you can't be cutting off power to people when you've got temperatures of the coldest on record. There's no common sense in that. I mean, if you made a mistake, you didn't buy enough, whatever, down the pipeline, hey, you got to eat it. That's your issue. Of course, you'll pass it along to the consumer. But, I don't know. Whatever. There's got to be a solution other than just everybody complaining about it on social media. That's all I'm saying. So we've already got somebody asking for Larry. Michael. All right, listen, Jody. They've been asking for Larry for the last 3 nights. And I haven't brought him in here. So let's bring Larry in and make it a quick appearance. And then we're going to let you guys go. He's buried? Larry is buried. Oh, boy. It means he's out cold. All right, so he's going to come in here all sleepy. But hang on there, Michael. We're going to get Larry. Hi, buddy. Aww. You were out cold, weren't you? Yeah. You smell good. You smell like you've been sleeping. Got that little doggy sleepy smell going. So this is your fan base. They were calling for you. Do you see them? They're right there in the camera. You see them over there? So you pretty docile tonight? I heard you're out cold. So it is, man, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. Normally you don't get that sleepy. So, but this is little Larry. If you've missed his appearance over the last week, he's 3 pounds. He's a Yorkshire Terrier, and he's a toy. Literally a toy, but he's the toy size. In other words, they don't get any smaller than this. I don't think it's possible unless you risk, medical issues. But he is the cutest thing, and he's also, if he wants to be, the toughest dog on the planet. So we have a little window. We raise the blinds out so you can see out the front door. I'm telling you, anybody comes by, doesn't matter. It's his house, his domain. And if you get anywhere near his bushes in the front and he sees you, oh, it's on. He's going to go out there and mark them and tell you who owns this. Anyway, it's cute just to see something so little be so vicious. And then he'll turn into this. It's like, man, you got a split personality, brother. So this is cute little Larry with big brown eyes. And he is a lady killer. Aren't you, brother? Yeah, you don't even know it. Oh, smells good. So, if you didn't know, Larry, he got his name. Jody's father, who passed away a long time ago, was named Larry. So she named this guy Little Larry. And what's funny is when we started dating, and of course I love Yorkshire Terriers, and then when she told me his name, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because my dad's name was Larry, and so, I mean, come on. It was meant to be at that point. So, but this guy's a bundle of joy. And he's like a little teddy bear. I mean, you can sit here and just hold him, and he'll let you all day long. He only gets squirmy if he hears somebody on the front door, or check this out. So we have Alexa, and whenever you have a package delivered, it does the whole ding and then it turns yellow. He's now trained. If he hears that, poof, right to the front door and just rip roaring as though he's going to kill whoever's on the other side. Don't you, buddy? So he can very intelligent when certain noises happen. He's got them in his head memorized. He's got the garage door opening and closed. He's got Alexa going off. He's got, of course, any noise outside in the front, and he's on it. We played a video earlier of him going out the back door. Him sitting on the couch and hearing the sound of the back door. He perked up and looked at the back door, thinking it was opening. So he knows sounds like really well and can associate what to do when he hears them. So he might fall asleep. Oh, it's a big yawn. And he can stretch like no one's ever stretched before. I mean, he's a professional stretcher. And he will super stretch just to do it. He's almost like a cat when he stretches. He doesn't know that, though. Don't tell him. He might get his feelings hurt. And he likes to play with string and bite on string, like these guys right here, the little tail end. He'll take that and he'll just chew on it because he likes that little hard part. And he'll chew till he chews it right off. But so this is my world. I get to come home to this and pet this guy, and he loves to play rough. So you can only play so rough. Now he thinks it's rough. Obviously you can't really play rough, but in his world it probably is, and he loves it. Makes him feel like an alpha dog. So anyway, anything else you want to talk about, buddy? This might be one of our last broadcasts because Daddy's going to have to take a little break. Yeah. He's tired of this snow business. Larry's tired of the snow business. You would think a Canadian dog would have no problem running out in a couple inches of snow, or 6 or 7 or whatever. He wants nothing to do with it. The only time he'll do it is if it's about this thick on the grass, and then he'll act like it's not even there. But if it's any deeper than that, if it's on the sidewalk and stuff, nah, he's out. And that includes the front door. Front door, I even walk to the front door, and he takes off running because he thinks I'm going to let him out. And when I do let him out when it's not snowing, he's got the Fred Flintstone legs going, where he's running on the floor and they're just slipping. And then as soon as I get that door cracked, pew, he's gone across the yard right to the mailbox, and up his leg goes on the tree. A little bush out there. Because that's his. Well, then he's got to sniff around the others and let them know those are his too. So he doesn't even think anymore. He won't even look. It's almost like a kid running across the street without looking, right? Well, that's what he does for the mailbox. But when there's snow on the ground, I've never seen anybody put the brakes on faster than this little dude. But he's funny, man. Personality is nuts. It's crazy. One of these days when we put him on here, he won't be in a docile state. I think the first time Jody got him all riled up because he thought there was somebody at the door and he wouldn't sit still for him. But now he's just going to sit here and fall asleep. All right. Well, say good night, Larry. Say good night, everybody. Go back to your cocoon. Anyway, hey, well, that's Larry. So a few of you were calling for him the last few nights, and so there you go. So I'm glad I'm glad you guys like him. But that's going to wrap it up for me. So I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate all your support over the last couple of weeks as we've been talking about this oncoming onslaught of the cold and the snow out there. Try to enjoy it as much as you can. If you're going to be driving around in it tomorrow, be extra careful, especially in the morning. The afternoon will be better, obviously, than the first go of it in the morning. All-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, still take it slow and you'll be fine. Front-wheel drive, still not bad if you've driven this stuff before. Wheel-wheel drive is always a problem. But you guys know that if you have a car like that. Let's see. I think that's about it. Stay off the ponds, kids. I know it's tempting to get out there. Trust me. I was once just like you. And I was once testing fate. I wouldn't say once. Many times I tested fate. And there were a couple of times that I almost didn't make it. So I'm just saying, don't do it. So with that, I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of my evening. You do as well. And we'll talk, I don't know, we may do it live tomorrow, but if not, we'll touch base again soon. The weather never stops, especially in Oklahoma. All right, guys, you take care. Have a good night. Sleep well.